Alright, for Makwaba Adeba Dazi TV. So, this is a quick update. Me pese me dimamo, and I'm a little bit down today. I think that me did this a case way. Say me nya call the fee abuchire na obi frɛ me. Na nipa ne me di nkomo na say okania ono so ekomu ho aya na sometimes I feel sad, you know. But I know say me dey me can say me ndru hoye nti me nim ne beto me along the way. I say wutu kwan ya continue wutu no. Per bi odu ni you think the road is okay for you, but ebia there's a big assignment ahead of you you have no idea of. And to say be undru ho you say once more be can about to say what you have experienced right now no be can ho say. So what I can say is that ebia sa stage me dem ndru hoye meet me I can say never say never, but for what I know of myself, Yakupon born pie that trend say the way I am today, no, if anything at all, even if I will not improve, but at least how I am today in terms of my approach in life and everything, Yakupon money yes and for family. Enti menya calls we amanfo bisa me about the update with the appeal. Nah, in fact, I spoke to lawyer Akosua some few minutes ago. And one thing I can assure you guys is that whatever that will happen, I've promised you that whatever that will happen at the appeal court, I'll be there myself. No matter, I only pray to God to give me strength and energy so that any process we go to be on, I'll be there. Say, anytime I look at for car, and I say, met me craft a car, and I say flight, just to make sure. So this time around, lawyer could see me man cry and be an my casa. I will just go there myself to make sure. Say, I'll get you everything that you need to hear. Send a beya or they ni report the brown. But me need to come on chair. Now, for be some say na peel na kwakusi say, intim you, my friends, oh lawyer. It is an osio nyamiadum a year, and I'm you. My calls be brave, ebi some say, until right now, year, no. I'd say now the center of attraction and everything, I call ye injunction on with the Accra High Court, no. And when that is a be you money the fee, ye mammy Akosua Serwaa Fosuh ni application so. In Tina, my friend, besides, so say, Akosua send a bear me to me a day accurate report, a dear man, my chef for no more with the money. You will not catch them say. Yes, you bet me I can say I did be a friend settlement of record. And when you idea be or dinner the strategy and I send the plans ever to jam will be at it. And no lawyers need no be any settlement of records no more into the disuno. You better be no mama swate. Then didn't come that one is off record. Into the meet me I catch you and say I did be a friend settlement of record in appeal case no more. Into the next step and the damn in the back so or mommy like this time around, you know, it's something that it is not like someone in it's something that all the lawyers or everybody is aware of it. And it say maybe can't it means in it to say and I mean so I know how to convey that information. Me can't as someone EBM did say about bontia it will give a clue to our opponent to plan ahead. I won't do that. So what I'll do is that he knows me, so he talked to me in confidence because he knows me. So what I can assure you guys is that the first step, you know, I send a kind, you know, on my way into that is a quick update between them, which means that appeal is in session. So whatever happened, our more defense in this I don't know what church training now. I don't know quite sad no money now. Make sure say with this hard and at the paper. That is a quick update. Me pese me de mo amo frefre me ni bi sam say appeal na kwakusi say ni ade no me de amamo na mafo bi say so why are we still going on appeal no very well say nimpa say be ye twe no diary no Saturday mkusi no. For what can I assure you that we need to win this case to serve as a deterrent and to also protect our mothers who are outside this country especially. I'm saying this because Anytime I hear a story like that, it breaks my heart. I know very well how much a woman has contributed to her family, but along the way, one will be betrayed and another one will be suffering in silence. But they don't talk about it. They keep quiet. It kills them silently, but we don't know. And I believe that the reason why most of our mothers, especially those in diaspora, are very concerned about this, some of them don't even eat at all, is because this would have served as a precedent. A lot of ladies are going through the same situation where they have to struggle, suffer with their husbands outside. Abuchira brabo nye adwuma ketwa, obesora hamachi, obekwa adwuma. Sebi, hon ti se Ghana ha, obetumi mo maame afie kura se betena wo nchen. Mahwa akwala ne dem no wakwa adwuma. Sometimes you have to give the child to the nanny. You have to go to work. You have to take the child to school. And a hono ye wa akwala nso akwala ne ya abana japadio. They won't let you treat the child anyhow. Then the woman will go through all this. Awo bremu besora na pa. Edwara akwala de na ku school, akwa adwuma. Making credit pakro bi onye adwuma baako oye adwuma mienu miensa se na ba ya sebe wait me use kada hwe busia na onye oyere ho oh dirty December na okuna bagana oba ya sebe eja wontumi anto ne zip makofa ba ya bi ne na konyim the mere fact say abaya ne na wo ba no nko enti no oh me ko back on kan kire ne yere sa ne ba no ho so no na je sakola no kra ebia ne nukra fi and then no ma no mo Ghana ha so bebre na afọ mo hadwen. What they do is that when you guys come here in dirty December, what they do is that, you know what? They are on your back. Unim time I said, you never make sure mobile me at affair. Oba has our time with this a woo scaff your butcher number. No one oba. On oba, they will use the child to blackmail you. What you have to do is that you don't want your wife to hear. Obe keeping quiet. So what they will do is that, you know what? Get that person a house, maybe a car, because they always do that with those who have money. And she say, "My bonnet at my Ghana has sent a baby and a wife empty." Besides, say, and then Megan and Maya Moses who are almost late. How many of them are interested in getting married? But most of them are interested in getting babies. They may have their own reasons of doing that. Some of them, sometimes they'll be like, Charlie, I just want to meet this man. You know, they know that when they meet this man because they are beautiful, this man will call her. When they call her, oh, one day, what you realize is that both only nakwa baby, only be nakwa. In fact, they usually do that at the time they know that when they do it, she will get pregnant. And because of the caliber of the person now, on any is and which I will never advise anybody to do that in any way. Then they will give birth. They give you birth now because that person is a very prominent person and that person doesn't want to lose his family. What you do is that get me a house, get me a store, get me rent for me or something about me to the shackle and then one. Now no and we your bar, they could be tramp one so we to know a banner bar compare nature say we then next lay queen life no and in them wow. And I remember in my village, my typical village, I grew up in the Western North region. I'm a fancy pan, I'm a fancy Yankasa, but we're more Western North. That's I say. When my parents was here, was session. I can speak Session a little bit because I was born there. I schooled there a little bit before I moved to Cape Coast. And my parents are even still there as I speak to you. Now I remember that in that village, Sabia Besia, Nase, 1 year on hard, Nase crass walk ramp, what's in there? You be a coda, not half a year from one person for favorable pay. We're even shy to even come out because of Bestro. Sometimes we do quite him fee. No way to win him that the mad moon bill. So at that time, as young as I was, you were even scared to even go and get pregnant. But to me, she had Bessia, the way engine on Papa catching in baby, work at your own yet. Come home, I'm in a call and answer. So that's how I used to be. By in the make-sure the sebi, Obi you be no crack crumble, or a baby shower. Why baby Christian and crumple one firm put in the way you build photo shoot. Why you be to the something is normal. And see, I judge to the BBI normal to the extent that now we don't even value something that you have fought for. Nesabi besia. It is completely different there. Yi benyin wo ho. Na benyin e bia onware na bia mpana twemu na e bia say yefun like the lady get pregnant, you know, this is a man you want to have a future with. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, Sako they did the same thing. Tracy, look at the wedding day. It was beautiful because Sako knew that Bessie will not put on any bobra. To be the mouth now, he doesn't have any problem. But yen me see for be. Ubi no kuno ina bre. Akotina buchi. Sha wo brim or ukwadwuma. Especially when you do factory hands. What ben wo sisi no one na yon yaw. Unko bisa akrobeto be kan chelo ko Italy one channel back to Ghana because adwuma no nya adwuma ketwa. Obi ndi kuna ne ye. Wakobo brother ma Muslims me yinfo na back to Ghana. Me yinfo na ye de bia wo ba o ma me nko Ghana nko hwe project no bo hwe no on bo hwe project wa ha obi ne bana ya ase no ba ye no project na ina ba beda me siafo so yim do wo skanti na Ghana me siafo bebe mo pa adwuma no wa ye. They are too lazy, some of them, let put it that way. Ebi no mo pa adwuma no wa ye. What done the sebi obi ni kuna wa bre no ho on na bobra wi a benyin so sebi on so on tu ni zip mo aba Ghana haninti wa kwhye ne da matare da kogina pap da kogina hade or da ko event okoya pon exchange number answer no boko make sure that oh obaka na so mo kwhye do answer na mako okwhye do ape bo na impa kono so no wa de wa fa yefun ofa yefun ampe. What to do is that they will use that one to blackmail you. And now your wife will be there thinking that my husband is looking after the project in Ghana. My husband is doing this. Babano. Even if they be American, even if they be necessary, if you're not into me, show on hodo, necessary if you're about no Ghana, pay the baby with the man. Sebi. Bo ho ban kakra. The Bessian crying Baba Dana Sebi name bo ho ban. In yara or you don't even know what the years of our butcher. Abagan habiti ba 1 month 2 weeks in Bohe project. Ni besi abade da have a brambo ho ban. You can that affect your wife. Like notwithstanding me say for so beams way be, but you mean for what I way. Mean my gender I will speak against my gender in a way because me say won't cheat them. For a woman to cheat, there should be a reason. But men can cheat without a reason. That's why a man can easily have an affair with a woman she doesn't have any affection for. But hardly would a lady open her legs for someone to have something to do with her without having that kind of emotional attachment. Intimacy afford it be a mechanic, even though what's a win slow, but Mr. Phone shouldn't cheat them. But men cheat. To one can say just there, if I got an intimacy on Huda, that's a bad. At least think about your wife out there. Not only in Ghana alone, if you're even in Ghana and you're probably having a side chick. That side chick you think you have as your mistress, you don't know who she's also sleeping with. Into any quite be necessary a more hubana. Now you don't call her another cosa. But some of the women too, they don't have nothing to say because of can't assemble back. That is what Akosua Serwaa, she decided to protect her husband no matter the flaws. And see, that's a quite the man. It's very distasteful and very sad sometimes to treat women who have sacrificed, who loved you, and to make sure that you get to that stage. And see, I believe that, in fact, this afternoon, I was listening to this Dadunube song, or say, Akosua Serwaa din Eyodo. But you know, I've been listening to that song without necessarily paying attention to lyrics. And just this afternoon, I was just listening to it. You know, since this issue happened, I've been listening to women songs that Obo ma Akosua Serwaa da man Timtia na obesim tilma na mhwe na picture then na me yaho. Because I know that people may disagree with me, but this one I know that is very, very difficult situation. And what I can tell you, all of you, especially our mothers who are watching me, those who are outside this country, God will never forget about you. Okay? I know a lot of you are going through a similar situation. And that's the reason why they really wanted our judicial system to set the record straight, so that they can have something to base on it to do that. Now, what they are trying to say is that now when your husband leaves London, UK, Canada, Germany, comes to Ghana, and then one lady be don't bobra on your way, what if ye among for wokunum no best about tatano, or quata no in a quarter one, more in a one pet. Now they say, a Jawukunus or Kwan Waba, because on our Wahana you are not aware of. Or China Bibi Bape. There was a case where somebody like that. even if in was one grandpa in the Ghana, it be possible. People can easily go and sit down, plan the whole thing, make it look like they Pakuno by no hardy. No, so by a wife. It means the way Japan and you couldn't be Nadina, because be a sida. May see Manga Samuel, member Majina Mecanchero. It's a more thing to say, Bessianes or America, you were US, you were Canada, or baby. That's a wook of your butchery, you know, civil marriage. Another, you know, a civil marriage, a hot damo becan. That's all by Ghana. That's all Ghana for Bessiano in a war. Never seen you did this with too many deposits a few months. Neither by the Cocoon lawyers, no, I catch her there. Me there, I don't want you one by Mohadi. By Yen Tenassi, yen calculate, nay make sure that yet the evidence be a book who be a best shard and a son of a yakwa, you be city pepe, not the Akko court, assemble. But please, if you're watching me, you know you're married under ordinance. Make sure your certificate, everything is there. Because this issue we are talking about, ABI certificates in Waji Tuma, and that certification hasn't come, I'm sure that any other contract can be void. So if you know you are not any under ordinance, let's say you couldn't have butcher. Remember, whoever mistresses here can easily see a lawyer for them to concoct non-existent marriage agreement and everything. You take it to court, and based on how you're going to narrate your story, maybe the court may agree with you and grant you all the reliefs that that person will be seeking. Into this this may pende more. But I've said we equally have good men out there, no doubt about that. No matter what is happening right now, we equally have some good men out there. I don't want to discount that. Yeah, me if you was way very good. You will also miss your first watch from Shaggy. Need the oil and Sakon and Saba atasi. But then mostly you miss your phone will suffer from this kind of situation. So that is the quickest update I wanted to give to you. But I have a message from Akosua Serwaa. I don't know her. I haven't seen her before, but I pray that one day I'll see her. And I was telling somebody that her name will never depart from the icons of Ghana music. And no matter how people will try to tarnish her image, no matter how people will try to tarnish her and say things about her which are not true, I believe that vindication is in the time. Time will definitely vindicate her at the appropriate time. And I want her to know that she's loved by many. Mama dream my mom for back and fan. Me to my catching the Ghana for Donanka Sankasa, we now will slow into one camp. Ghana for Donanka Sankasa. To be will be a mumu on time to cool. Nampire Barman, the coupon Nangasa money answer. Woman, I was just wondering what she was going through this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday. I told you I didn't follow the funeral, but after funeral, especially the tribute from the other person, I felt like, so really? So this is how Moko draining. I don't want to say some of the things in the tribute. I listened to the tribute and I was like, I'm not sure she wrote the tribute herself. I'm not sure she even had a chance to go through the tribute, because what I know of her is that people see that she's very respectful and humble. But someone you label that you're humble and respectful pan upon all this sebi besia sebi you Akosua keteda man obodini tabo to the pan nese sebi ni kuno yin bo brain na chi ontum onyo opportunity amama ka baba and farman or to bin mado bro in brain na chi odini say sifu nese eja what's in there back contributor akutia I say any point I don't have any problem with that, because that woman, that's her job. In fact, this woman, I remember that be work with and I think people were calling me. I shot that content. People were calling me to give her, because that's her job. So that woman, I wouldn't fault her. But that tribute in our can, I was like, really? So this is how to thank a woman who worked so hard to make sure that you celebrate the man you were there to retribute about him. What's the meaning of tribute? Tribute in there, in paying a task, memories na za ikaido oye perfect. Tidama kuti abon na onfi adaka no chire waka fa hunyonya ne kwa. Madam. Nti wasema waka wanga so ko ni ma fanto wo beka wase. Baba ni den. It's a biana who what's the best fantom back and what's the best. But nevertheless, we say we into 2 million if phone and walk in over. Now, there are a few things I will try to talk to some lawyers for them to update me on. Should the judge, because the reason why I don't want to talk much about the judgment in there, if I'm beginning to talk about it, maybe my emotions may carry me away and I'll say something that will be side contempt. Into me, pen make come and be brave. Into say I'm here say me, obi the injunction be deba. That's what grantor. Can I easily quote any other figure for the court to grant for me? Into I remember that their lawyers quoted 5 million Ghana cedis, and the judge reduced it to 2 million. In the Pakuna can about cut 2 million. If the receipt bad nature about cut 2 million, at least one family and for metro there. Makoto canopy in Pakumechi and 1,000 Ghana. It's ban 1 year, the Bama didn't come out 5 Ghana. So you try to verify the claim at which they are saying that they are owing 2 million Ghana cedis so that you can just ask people to pay. But a person will just come to court and be like, because of the injunction was due to me that obeyed in teacher 2 million and try this time around that. The person wants to get profit from something that it never even existed in the first place. And the court also, fair enough, that's the opinion of the court. And the sad part is that Obi also about cut 2 million Ghana cedis on the day of the event. You were there announcing mobile money number people to contribute and support you. So sometimes I ask myself, Papa, me can't Papa until to the beer or cancel my ocean nature. I could in a court to law is also 2 million Ghana cedis. I would have one farmer quite a 2 million Ghana cedis car, but also family and come did and loom grandpa one day done for my covered than was so. What that 1 year stage be how that go about Fifi. So the casket look at them could see Diadumpu. But I'm going to make sure that what they will be hanging in the air because 2 million you're talking about is not a small amount of money. But yet, on that very day, and then the saddest part is that you were not even ashamed, but then you announced that more money. I brought a court the following day I catch about 2 million. 2 million. 2 million, I think over £130,000, right? Yeah. Are you talking about the pounds you're talking about? Yeah, go for. But then we see that's why I'm kind there. I'm Akosua Serwaa. We celebrate you. You're a woman of valor. Woman, as I said, I will speak how you're supposed to be. I mean, kakam infenti or be kwa ya obi. But make a margin trying there. I hope and pray that God will grant your mommy Akosua Serwaa Fosuh the peace of mind. And anybody you could see from the demeanor of Calvin and that her sisters, he tells you who raised them. He tells you the woman you're talking about. He tells you your mommy Akosua Serwaa Fosuh raised the kids very well. Those of you who are sorting them so look, I can tell you most of them are for the cameras. And because one mommy wanted to they're not going to create any other scene for people to talk bad about their father. You guys don't know. At some point, I wish I pay you because some of them when you were dancing, they didn't come out because they were tired. But they comported themselves. Everything was very because one mommy wanted to ye. Ne mommy Akosua Serwaa Fosuh. Besiaba, and Uncle Tim wanted some friend ye and Casa without the father with them. Even though what's the Omakwan about Bessra, Omakwan about how many months in Woody? We was spending our what it's more ye and Casa, one or two one. Besia, your mammy Akosua Serwaa Fosuh not to one. Tell who number friend will be our born about that. Please give that credit to the woman who raised them. So that's why we are saying that number is a legend because there's a woman who contributed to his life. And that's why you're saying they give credit and respect to Mama Akosua Serwaa because it's through her they were together when all these things were achieved. So now, my friend, my mom was the way I'm from compared to when they were raised were very good. They are cool, not because they are cool, because there's somebody who trained them, and that person is Mama Akosua Serwaa Fosuh. So if you want to say any other thing for the composure and the demeanor of them, give credit to the woman who raised them. And that's Mami Akosua Serwaa because one want to some friend here and the obey the Nedua. Ninta yes and there because there was Mami Akosua Serwaa in the life of that Lumba. That is why executive producer pan none can answer me. You know what to my producer will be done. My partner best start more about a better when you be are. Now you are in Sansu Kojina stage that and the court for a yampia the tia. Me, I just want to give you guys an update on the appeal. And I want you guys to know that indeed the appeal is still ongoing. Settlement of record is done. The next step, I'll make sure that I will give you the updates for you to know what is happening. But I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody who have reached out to me, who have corrected me. I know some of these things come with a cost. The cost I'm talking about it here is something that on the line, which you already know. I spoke about it the last time. But I believe that truth will always prevail. And not because, as I said, I may have my stance and then I will not also speak ill against anybody. I will just stay true to myself and speak what I think is the truth, and I'll stand with the truth. So the quick update is that settlement of record is done, and then the next step of action, stay tuned on Madazi TV. I'll make sure I'll bring all the updates. But what I can tell you is that Mami Akosua, so I heard Kojo King say something that they should organize a concert like that. Please, if you love Mami Akosua Serwaa, I will suggest to her, if I get a chance, that she should write a memoir. Yes. And I think that her story will sell a lot. On true memoir because one casa. Now this one pour everything in the book. Not even grant interview to anybody. On true in the book. Somebody called me from UK, suggested the same thing. I think that was a brilliant suggestion from her, and I'll convey that to an appropriate quartet for them to talk to her. And you can get a good writers, people to do that for her, and write a memoir and come to Ghana and launch it on the 1 year anniversary of that Lumba Nankia Akosua Serwaa concert. And within that week, they be celebrating the concert. Then them concerting, so Kwako select songs that Lumba boy for Akosua Serwaa who could sing more any other songs. Our boy fire Mami Akosua Serwaa could sing the bobo dam concert no. Then we will let Ghanaian musicians to learn those songs and come and perform live. In the evening, we go and launch her memoir. 1 year anniversary of that Lumba's passing. I think that will be one of the biggest things Mami Akosua Serwaa will be to me. I think it's a brilliant idea. Somebody called me, spoke about the memoir, and I'm saying, hey, that is brilliant. And I hope maybe I'll suggest this idea to appropriate quarters for them to reconsider if you can get a memoir, so that Ghanaians will know the truth. And I know Mami Akosua Serwaa won't try and throw that. And lucky for me, lucky for her, most of the things she did, there were some people who were with her. And I'm sure that when she writes a memoir, most of the things he will say, maybe Nana Champo will attest to it, driving Fosuh, all those people who were with her in Germany at the time they started life, and then Mami and the Stina, they all attest to it because who trying to everybody will know. Need to make that woman handy be a small kind of there are some things you will know. Then you can know or can. So those people can even attest there be and some or can. So that would be my suggestion, that she should write a memoir, and then we should have a concert in her name on the day I be did that 1 year anniversary. Even I don't know whether that 14th, over that another one, but I can't tell for now. And see, I think that is a humble suggestion. I believe that maybe I'll put it across anytime I come in contact with any of the family members, so that they will convey that to her. And I'm sure there are people that will volunteer to do that. We have people that support her a lot. They love her. So if she wants to do that, they will easily do that to make sure that she get that one documented in her name. And as I said, her name will forever remain in the icons of Ghana music till that kid don't come. Till Jesus Christ destroyed this world. Because that no matter the song is song. And song, what's it? The all that Akosua Serwaa, what I say, damn, you don't they will play and play and play. The name is going to be Akosua Serwaa. It's not going to be somebody's pet name. Because when somebody value you and love you and appreciate you as the legitimate wife, when they compose a song for you, they don't use a pet name. They mention your full name. And here the full name is Akosua Serwaa. Mami Akosua Serwaa, and that is the name. Any other name, probably you may hear people using a pet name to compose songs for other people. Me, I don't know. But the only person that I know is that Mami Akosua Serwaa, that will compose over thousands of songs, hundreds of songs, or as many songs that he could, or boy or the man. Thank the day of that concert, then you will continue about. What do you think? I think that would be a brilliant idea that somebody suggested to me anyway. So I think I'm saying this just because if you're also watching and you think you're a very good journalist, you can write a good memoir, you can reach out. Maybe some of the suggestions will be put to her. The writing a memoir, something will just go and sit down there and just let her narrate the story, and they'll put it together and make it so nice and sell the book, and it will sell in Amazon. People will buy because people want to know the truth. That's what I say. So guys, that is the quick update I wanted to give to you guys. Adekrampa Sama Ghana Hadi, and I want to say thank you to everybody for watching me, and thank you very much for listening to my 2x4 brofu and 2x4 nyansan kakra. Na me da wase de bia so munya da gina mo hwe mo da TV do, and I really appreciate your support. I appreciate every but what I can tell you is that whenever you pray for Mother Akosua Serwaa Fosuh, because when you hear Bible, and I pray to have a woman like her who will shield you, who will protect you, who will guide you, who will not even destroy your legacies, who will not come out to destroy something beautiful she was part to build. And that is the woman of valor you're talking about. God bless you for watching. My name is Isaac Dazi. Drop your comment under the comment section. Let's get interactive. God bless you.